What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. I thought I would continue the sort of video series about benefits of losing weight. And in my last one I talked about how it felt to finally be able to wear some clothes that I liked. And in this one I'm going to talk about some of the differences that I've noticed in the way I look. And of course you're going to notice differences in the way you look as you lose weight. That's pretty obvious and everyone knows that. But I want to talk more about my personal experiences and the differences that I've noticed in myself, how they make me feel, and hopefully talk about some things that are a little bit less obvious when it comes to losing weight. So with that being said, I'm just going to get into it. The first place I noticed a difference in the way I look was in my arms. My arms started to look more muscular, more defined, and less fatty, and I've been working out for a very long time, and so to finally see results of all the working out that I've done just felt really good. It gave me a boost in my self-confidence. I've always wanted, for as long as I can remember, wanted to build a good physique, and obviously that hasn't happened yet for various reasons that I can talk about in other videos, but I'm making progress towards it. So far I've lost about 40 pounds, and I know that I have a lot more to go, but it's a good start, and I have seen some differences, like in my arms, that just make me feel better about myself. They encourage me to keep going, keep losing more weight. Every time I notice a new difference, I just get another boost in confidence. It encourages me to keep going. It assures me that I am making progress. What I'm doing is working. Even though the number on the scale is changing, and that feels good, there's just something very special about noticing physical differences in the way you look or even the way you feel. The second place I noticed differences in the way I looked was in my upper chest and my shoulders. They just started to look more muscular and more solid, kind of like my arms, but it probably has been the biggest difference I've noticed so far. Especially in my chest. My chest just looks a lot flatter, a lot more muscular, and so that gave me another big boost in my confidence, and it just encouraged me to keep going and keep losing the weight. The next place I started to notice some differences was my stomach. I started to lose some belly fat, and belly fat usually in most people tends to be one of the last places they lose fat from. Everyone has their own unique fat distributions throughout their body, and everyone loses fat from different places on their body at different rates. But for the most part, belly fat is one of the more stubborn locations for people to lose fat from. And so I didn't notice a huge difference there for me, at least not yet. That will probably be one of the last places I lose fat from, but I have noticed a little bit of a difference. And so it didn't give me as big of a boost in confidence as the other differences, just because I still have a lot of fat there to lose. But it does feel good to notice that you are still losing fat. The fourth place I started to notice differences in the way I looked was my back. My back started to get flatter and look more muscular, just like my chest. And I've started to get the sort of V shape in your back that everyone wants to get. It's still not very noticeable, but it is starting to be noticeable, and so that feels good to finally be able to see that as well. I personally don't even really see a difference just because it's my back, and so I can't see it very much unless I turn around and look in the mirror. But the way I know that it's changing is I've had a couple people tell me that it looks more muscular and it looks flatter, and I'm starting to get the V shape. And so to have other people tell me that really felt good. When I notice the differences myself, it feels good and I'm happy about it. But when someone else notices a difference in the way I look and they tell me, that just feels even better. It doesn't matter who it is, just if anyone compliments you on your weight loss, on the progress you've made with just about anything, not just weight loss, it just feels good to get complimented about something that you've been working hard on. I've also noticed some minor differences in my legs. They look more muscular, they look leaner, which is nice, but for me personally, it doesn't give me the same boost in self-confidence as the other differences that I've noticed, but it does feel good. And finally, the last place I've noticed differences, and this might seem kind of silly, but this is the most recent place I've noticed differences, is in my hands. My hand, especially the backs of my hands, more veins are starting to pop out, more veins are visible. When I move my fingers, I can actually see the bones and the muscles moving in the back of my hand, which I never used to be able to see. And it sounds kind of silly, but for me, the way I judge if I've made much progress in a week is by looking at the backs of my hands. If they look leaner and there's more veins popping out, and when I move my fingers I can see more of the movement, then I know that I've made some progress that week. But if I look at my hands and they look a little bit puffy, there's not as many veins, then I know that I might have gained a pound or two that week, or maybe I'm just holding on to a little bit of water weight or whatever it is. It's really silly, but I think that just about everyone that's lost weight has some sort of silly way of judging their progress week by week that isn't just a scale. Okay, so I talked about the differences that I noticed in the way I look for me personally, and don't get me wrong, the looking better is nice, it's great, but really the thing that is the most important and the most beneficial of all of the changes is the boost in self-confidence that I get from it. And I talked about self-confidence when I talked about being able to wear clothes that I like as well. I've always been someone who's very shy. I've always struggled with social anxiety, and I think that a lot of that actually is caused by my insecurities about my weight and my appearance. And so to notice little differences over time as I lose weight, each difference just gives me another boost in self-confidence. And I'm still not super confident, but I'm making improvements. It's something that I'm continuously working on. And actually making these videos and talking about this stuff publicly, I think is one, a sign that I'm making progress towards being more confident and being more comfortable in myself and who I am. But I think that making them also helps me to overcome my insecurities and to be more comfortable with who I am and the way I look. And so for that, I really appreciate anyone that watches these videos. It means the world to me that anyone would support me in this journey, would continue to watch me. And I just hope that maybe my videos can help someone else out a little bit too. They help me, and that's the main reason I make them, is to help myself. But if I can help someone else in any way, then that's just that much better. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you can take something from it. If you have any questions about anything, if you've gone through something similar and you just want to share your experiences with me, I would love to hear them. You can either leave those in the comments down below, or you can reach out to me on any of my social medias. I'll link them all in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the support that I'm getting. It means so much to me. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video.